years I thought you hated me because I look like him. The strange part is I spent years trying not to become James Potter, and somehow I ended up becoming much more like you. We both grew up unwanted, waiting for someone to notice we were hurting. We both learned survival before we ever learned happiness. You spent years looking at my face, but you never looked at my life. Because if you had, you would have recognized it. James sought admiration, James liked the attention, while I spent half my childhood trying to disappear. And you understood that, even if you pretended not to, because surviving changes the way you look at the world. In defense against the dark arts, he taught the same way I did, not theory, but reality. How to survive, how to react, how to recognize danger. You taught students the way a survivor teaches. Most professors teach subjects, but we taught threats, because neither of us ever expected the world to be safe. Because neither of us believed danger stayed in books. Because surviving changes the way you teach. You hated incompetence, and I still do. Every adult who cared more about appearances than protecting children. People call us brave, but most of the time we were simply the people left standing. The people who could not leave. The people who saw danger and stepped forward, because nobody else would. You say I think too highly of myself. No, I think too highly of you. You spend years risking your life as a spy in the dark, and I walked willingly to my death. Neither of those things were bravery. No, they were necessity. You saw James when you looked at me, and I saw an angry teacher. But underneath that, there was a boy who survived, just like me. And maybe that is why we understood each other so poorly, because the similarities were too uncomfortable. Two boys who learned survival before they learned happiness, waiting for someone to notice we were hurting. You hated incompetence, and I still do. Every adult who cared more about appearances than protecting children. People call us brave, but most of the time we were simply the people left standing. The people who could not leave. The people who saw danger and stepped forward, because nobody else would. Much like your father as I feared, and you were never as different from me as you hoped.